You have been working hard on your research project for months and the data it has generated are promising. You feel now is the right time to start writing your first research paper, but you have been putting the task off. You don't know where or how to begin writing your manuscript. Sounds familiar? Doing anything for the first time is often difficult, and writing a research paper is no exception. Although the process of submitting a paper to a journal has evolved a great deal over time, that of writing, of weaving words into sentences and sentences into paragraphs, has not. You probably type the text rather than putting a pen to paper, but that makes little difference to the scientific writing process. If you are embarking on the task of writing your very first paper, here are a few tips to start you off. Prepare an outline or skeleton. The hardest part of writing is producing continuous text, because it requires attention to grammar and syntax, which is why it helps to create a framework, just as an architect prepares a blueprint before starting the construction of a building. Outlining and structuring your paper also forces you to organize your paper into logical sections. It helps to show the proposed outline to your colleagues and revise it if necessary, because what is obvious to you may not be so to them. Your close involvement in the work you are reporting can blind you to abrupt changes in the flow of your narrative. Prime yourself for writing. You may find it difficult to write about your research, but to talk about it should be easier. Before sitting down to write, talk to somebody about the work or the experiment you are going to write up as a research paper. Ideally, talk to at least two people, one from your peer group and another from a totally different background. Explain to them what you did, what you found, and what that means. This talk will prime you to write. Words will come easier to you when you sit down to write. Think sections and paragraphs, not a full paper. What you see in front of you as you begin is a blank screen, whereas what you see in your mind's eye is a finished product, a crisply written and neatly formatted paper free of spelling, grammar, and punctuation errors. The difference between these two is wide and stark enough to freeze you into an action. The solution? Do not think about the final product as a whole, break it down into bite-sized chunks. Write paragraph by paragraph and section by section. Write without stopping to edit. Think of a finished paper as a pottery project. The finished paper is the finished pot, shaped, dried, baked, and even painted on. During the 2-hour sessions, your task is to get enough clay. Shaping and refining the clay comes later. If you are stuck because a particular statistic or citation is not handy, simply insert a placeholder, 3 question marks with a red highlight, for example, and continue writing. Later, search the file for the placeholder and replace the marks with appropriate text. Pick your target journal and start writing early. The choice of a journal is a separate topic in itself, but choose your target journal early on. This will give you ample time to study its instructions to authors, and also examine recent issues of that journal. Once you have made sure that your paper is within the scope of the journal, you can start writing. Do not wait until your research is complete. Write as you continue your laboratory or field work. You can start writing the section on materials and methods, for example, while the details are still fresh in your mind. You can even create dummy tables complete with column headings and row headings. All you need to do is to plug in the values into the appropriate cells as your results come in. I hope these tips help you in writing your research paper with more confidence.